The member from Peace River.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, I've been here in this House as we've debated Bill 6 for every single one of the more than 25 hours, and I'm glad to finally have a chance to speak. You know, I'm tired.
Minister, are you under 29-2A?
Oh, I apologize. No,
okay. Anyone under 29-2A? Proceed, honourable member.
I will continue. Sorry, I thought it was my time. Anyway, as I said, I am tired. I am tired of the rhetoric, the fear-mongering, the half-truths that we're hearing from the opposition. And I'm tired of the false accusations that I cannot possibly represent the farmers in my constituency unless I agree with your point of view. I am tired of the accusation that I can't possibly understand farmers. You know something? I spent most of my growing years on our family farm out by Harry Hill. I rowed the stone boat with my grandfather and my uncle. Every year, I went to the chicken coop with my grandmother. I helped collect eggs. I even followed it through and plucked chickens and did all that fun stuff, canning with my grandmother and my mom. I helped my grandmother feed the threshing crew every year. I helped feed the pigs, the cows. I helped my grandmother churn butter, because that's how we did it back then, right from scratch. I did all these things. And when we were forced to sell our family farm, I mourned, because I wanted my children to have the same experience as me. I value the family farm, and I understand and appreciate the culture. I would never support anything that would destroy that. And you know what? My grandfather, he was big on safety. I think he coined the phrase, "Don't do that, you'll put out an eye." Honestly, but kids, we did dangerous things. I remember we sat in the granary and wheat would pour in and us kids would just push it around, play in it. I am sick now thinking that we did that. Children die doing that. Somehow we survived, thank God. But you know what? Things have changed on the farm. We got away with some of those things because back then we didn't have the high-tech equipment. We didn't have the, farms are very, very different now. And the safety culture has to change along with that because farms have become more modern. They use mechanical equipment that didn't even exist back then. They become far more dangerous places. This reminds me a lot about the debate on seatbelts. You know, the honourable member from St. Albert last night spoke about going back through Hansard's. I've had the opportunity to read Hansard's many years ago. The debate on seatbelts was huge. There was so much opposition. I remember myself, I was against it because when I learned to drive, we didn't have seatbelts. I would sit in the car, I'd put my little child right behind my arm, and that's how I drive, keeping her safe. I'd hit the brakes, I go like this. That was what I understood safety to be because we didn't have seatbelts. When they came in, people argued, oh, this is terrible. This is going to destroy our ability to drive and our freedom and our rights. But you know what? Seatbelts came in, and it was the right thing to do. Bill 6 is enhancing a culture of safety on farms, and this is not an insult to farmers. We know farmers put a priority on safety. This legislation will support and enhance that. While it only applies to paid farm workers, all are going to benefit from improved awareness and attention to safety and elevated safety standards. My constituents believe in farm safety, and they're supportive of paid farm workers having the same workplace protections as farm workers across Canada, the same workplace protections every other worker enjoys. But you know, I've been really upset on behalf of my constituents, initially because there was confusion and misinformation, and our government has accepted responsibility for that. That upset me. But once the misunderstandings were cleared up and they understood what the intent of the bill was, the attitudes changed. They understood that the family farm was not going to be negatively impacted, and my constituents are supportive because they believe in farm safety. But what was more upsetting to me was the way the official opposition stirred farmers up with misinformation and half-truths. are the ones who created angst and tears among our family farm members because you led them to believe something very different from the truth. So I want my constituents to know that I've spoken up on their behalf and I'll continue to do so. I raised their concerns with Caucus and with the minister, and as everybody can attest, I've been very vocal. Consultation is ongoing. We have been very clear about that. And it has been happening for many years. Consultation has been happening, and it will continue to happen. I promise my constituents that I will continue to work on their behalf. I will bring their concerns forward, and I will hold my government to account, making sure we keep our promises regarding this bill. My constituents will be consulted. And my constituents will have input on the regulations as we go forward. I support Bill 6 because it will finally give basic workers' rights to farm workers, and it will improve safety on both large industrial farms and, in fact, all farms. I know my constituents also support those concepts of safety. So I promise my constituents that I will advocate for them, and I will never support anything that threatens the culture and way of life of the family farm. Bill 6 will not destroy the family farm. Family farms continued to thrive across Canada when safety legislation was brought in, and they will continue to thrive in Alberta under this legislation. So when I vote for Bill 6, I will be standing up for my constituents. I will be standing up on behalf of family farms. I will be standing up for the safety of paid farm workers. I will be standing up to protect farm employers, and should, God forbid, an accident occur, they will be protected. I will be standing up for farm workers in my constituency who deserve the same right to a safe workplace that every other paid worker in Alberta receives. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.